What's up guys, so it's been a while since I last did any discussion video whatsoever, so let's just get started because there is a lot of news I actually want to talk about that's definitely just capturing my attention here. To begin things off, we're going to talk about the structure deck, Sacred Beasts of Chaos cards. This is definitely something that we all have to look forward to because obviously Sacred Beasts came in second place during the voting thing, I believe, for the themes of the structure decks. Obviously Shadows have already come out, but with Sacred Beast on the line, it is interesting to see what potential cards they could come up with, and today we have, I think, 4 new cards, so let's actually talk about all of them. Firstly, we have a new artwork or new version of Raviel. That's definitely very interesting here. Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, Heaven Crushing Fist. This is going to be interesting as to, I guess, how it's going to be incorporated, but we have a Dark Fiend special summon effect, level 10, 4000 attack and defense, makes sense of course, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by attributing 3 monsters. You can only use this card's name, name's first and second effects once per turn each. First effect, quick effect, you can discard this card, then target a Raviel, Lord of Phantasms you control for the rest of this turn. Its attack is doubled. Also, it can attack all your opponent's monsters your opponent controls once each. It's not bad, but compared to something like Ancient Gear, Chaos Giant, or something like that, you could actually do so much more. So for this one, I think it's alright. As for the second effect, if this card's in your graveyard, you contribute 1 monster, add this card to your hand. So overall, not particularly amazing as I thought it would be, but still definitely does supplement the deck in a really good amount of way, a decent way at least. Moving on, we have Dark Beckoning Beast, level 2 Dark Fiend effect monster, 0 attack and defense. First effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect, when it's normal summon, you could add a Uriah, a Hamon, or a Raviel, or one card that specifically lists any of those names in the text from your deck to your hand. So as we can see there, that's our main searcher, definitely going to be really important, definitely a 3 of in the deck. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Fiend monster of 0 attack and defense in addition to your normal summon set. Very interesting. That could come in to later effect with, I think it was Dark Summoning Beast, I believe that was. Yes, it was one of the older cards that came out a while back that was new support at the time. And that one essentially was another really good card as well for the Sacred Beast. But it was a level 5 monster, I believe, so it makes sense that you would normal summon this, then later on tribute summon this off to bring out this Dark Summoning Beast. So very good there. Next we have a spell card, Lightning Strike of Paradise Lost. Continue a spell card to special summon Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder. Using its own procedure, you could send face down spell cards you control to the graveyard instead of face up. Okay, so very interesting there, but you know, or any combination of both of course, but the thing is this, all continuous spell cards can easily just be activated anyway, so it makes no difference whether or not it's in face down or face up. Second effect, once per turn when an opponent's activated spell trap or effect resolves while you control an attack position Hamon, you can negate that effect, then change 1 Hamon you control to defense. So similar to Hamon's effect of dealing with different monsters, this one deals with more so spells and traps, so it's purely a spell to focus around Hamon. Third effect, if Uriah, Hamon, or Raviel you control leaves the field, you take no damage for the rest of this turn. So definitely a really good card. I could see you playing maybe 2 or 3 of these cards in the deck as well. Definitely really nice support there. For the third card, we have Hyperblaze, continuous trap card to special summon Uriah using its own conditions. Obviously, you could send face up or face down traps as well, so that's definitely really powerful. And second effect, when an attack is declared involving Uriah, you could send a trap card from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Its attack becomes 1,000 times the number of trap cards on the field and in your graveyards for the rest of this turn. So definitely this card is to support Uriah this time. Third effect, once per turn, you can discard 1 card, take a Uriah, Hamon, or Raviel from your graveyard, either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. That is a very powerful effect for the last one, so yeah, that's pretty insane. And thing is this, I don't see This being a hard once per turn, meaning if you have 3 of these activated, you could potentially summon out 3 Sacred Beasts from your graveyard right away. Of course, we also are getting reprints of Dark Summoning Beasts. We're getting Fallen Paradise, Phantasmal Matears, Phantasm Emperor Trilog, and we're also getting 2 tokens, a Phantasm token and a Phantasmal Matears token. So definitely very exciting here to see what different cards we're actually getting. If you guys are wondering, Phantasmal Matears, the spell, and Phantasmal Emperor Trilog are both new cards. However, their effects were revealed a while back, so if you guys haven't seen that video yet, definitely go back and check it out. I think I did make a video on that, but the effects are obviously not shown here, so I wouldn't be able to recall them. With that being said, I also want to move on to talk about the Rise of the Duelists theme support as well. This is definitely very interesting here. We have 6 new cards, I believe, so let's start things off here with Nemesis Keystone, Earth Rock Effect Monster. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn each. 700 attack, 0 defense. You can target one of your banished monsters, except itself, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, shuffle the target into your deck. Second effect, during the main phase, the end phase, if this card is currently banished and was banished this turn, you could add it to your hand. So definitely a card that is able to recycle itself, and given it's an Earth Rock monster, I could see this going into Megaliths. Speaking of Megaliths, we have Megalith Full, Earth Rock Effect Ritual Monster, 500 attack, 200 defense, level 2 monster. That's interesting. You could ritual summon this card with any Megalith card. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, if this card is ritual summon, you could target a ritual monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes that monster's level. Then you could add that target to your hand. Second effect, during the main phase, quick effect, you could ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your hand and or deck by attributing from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the monster. So this is pretty much a quick way to accelerate your cards, being that you could bring him out, add a card from your hand, from the graveyard, and then obviously he gains the level, allowing him to be a valuable target to tribute for the main monster you really want to go to. This card kind of reminds me of the whole gimmick of Necros Cycle, or Cycle of the Necros. It's kind of like having that way of ritual summoning a monster that is already in your graveyard, which is definitely very nice here, but obviously in a different sense. Next we have an Ancient Warriors Allies, Shuanglong. This is a link monster, very cool, Wind Beast warrior. So it's a link to 1100 attack, and bottom left and bottom right arrows, definitely very ideal here. So it requires 2 Beast Warrior monsters, including at least a Wind Ancient Warriors monster. You can only use this card's names first and third effects once per turn. So for the first effect, if this card is link summoned, you could add 1 Ancient Warriors from your deck to your hand. Second effect, Ancient Warrior monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. And third effect, as a quick effect, you could send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, target a face-up card your opponent controls, and return it to the hand. Definitely very interesting. It's a shame I can't use this in Five Fists, but I don't think it's a big deal. It is going to be focusing on Ancient Warriors anyway, so I guess I'll just use it in that. Moving on, we also have Megalith, the Deep Sea City, a field spell, and it's always treated as Umi, so good support there. When this card is activated, you can place a water monster from your deck to your top of your deck. That's definitely very nice, and once per turn you can target 1 water monster you control, increase its level by 1 or 2 until the end of this turn. Third effect, once per turn, if you special summon a water synchro monster from your main phase, you can look at your opponent's hand. If you do, banish 1 card from it face up until the end phase. Definitely like the third effect. Obviously this is good water support in general, so it's definitely quite nice. However, I could see myself using this in potentially Necros as well. Even then, there's so many different decks. I mean, you're talking about Mermails here as well. A lot of water decks have the potential to go into Synchro Summons, and Megalith is definitely going to be a spell card that will definitely boost it up just a bit. We also have another Ancient Warriors card, Ancient Warriors Saga Southeast Winds, spell continuous. Send this card to the graveyard during your second standby phase after activation. Once per turn, you can toss a coin once. If the result is heads, send this card to the graveyard. If this card is sent from the spell trap zone to the graveyard, you could activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your Ancient Warrior effect monsters. Also, all Ancient Warriors effect monsters you control gain this effect. When this card declares an attack, you can destroy one card your opponent controls. Okay, basically it's a full turn lockdown on your opponent, allowing you to pretty much just carry out your plays. Yeah, definitely nice. So the purpose here is to send it to the graveyard. The final card we have here is Shadow Rook, a continuous trap card. You can only activate its effect once per turn. During the main phase, you can fusion summon one Shadow fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed in your field or graveyard, but it cannot attack directly. Then you can send one monster from your opponent controls with the same attribute as the summon monster to the graveyard. So definitely not the best card. It allows you to fusion, but even then, since it's a trap card, it is going to be a bit slower. Being that it's continuous, at least we have the option every single turn, which is nice. But I don't really see this card as being a main key card for the deck. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not seeing something here, but even then, I think I would play maybe 1 or 2 copies at the very most. But with that being said, this is definitely all very interesting news, and I don't want to keep this video too long because obviously it takes a huge amount of time to actually upload it, and the longer the video, the more time it takes. I don't know why it's like that, but that's just how the internet works here in Australia. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely tell me what you guys thought about all of these cards. In the meantime, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.